Hello, dear tea friends from around the world. Welcome to a new tea class with me, Stefan Erler. I'm the founder of the Tea Masters blog and the tea-masters.com tea boutique. Welcome to our last tea class of the season of this semester, spring 2024. We had a very nice program for studies. We studied 4 different subjects, one every week, rotating. So every month we would touch on 4 different tea subjects. For me, I enjoyed this way of doing it. It brought variety and time to study between classes. I hope that you enjoyed it too. You can give me some of your feedback right now in the comments or later on. Also in the comments of this video. I also wanted to thank you for bringing us over 1,000 viewers. We are now 1,220 subscribers for this channel. This is what allows me to do these tea classes now live in French, English and German once a week. But now for the summer we are going to do a recess. It's when it's beautiful outside, it's better to go outdoors. It's also a time for vacation, for traveling, so a time for relaxation. And don't forget to bring your tea with you. So for this last tea class, I did not have any particular subject. I wanted to do a bit of summary of all 4 subjects that we did, and also a view on what we can study next semester starting in September. Maybe we can start with making some tea. This is something that will not change. Oh, I see I have a little bit of tea stuck in my spout. I just made some tea in the previous class. Apparently there's still a little bit of tea stuck. What do I do in this case? We can. Now the easiest would be to blow in the spout. Let me see if we can reach the tea leaf that is stuck here. That's going to be difficult. I think it's best if I grab a different teapot. And I'll start anew. Luckily, this is also a teapot for oolong. So let me also preheat this one. This is really a live show. We can see this by these little mistakes that can happen live. So no problem. Also my monitor has gone dark. I cannot see your feedback. And I'm spilling water on the side. Everything is going wrong for this last tea class. Apologies. Well. Oh, we have Sarah Shui. Hello from China. Hello, Sarah. Ni hao in China. We are so doing a summary, brewing some tea. This tea is the tea that we studied this year. It's our tea guanyin from Anxi, one from the sampler that I made with 4 different levels of roast: light roast, medium roast, this is a medium roast, strong roast, and a charcoal, very strong roast. With this sampler, we were able to study it and learn many interesting facts about tea guanyin and about roasting during this semester. I think it was quite interesting. For next semester, this is a kind of class that we have to continue, but we will of course change the tea. This time I'm thinking of using the high mountain oolongs from this spring, because we have several high mountain oolongs that come from the same garden and are just picked one day or a couple of days apart. And so it's fascinating to see how the same tea from the same garden, from the same producer, but on the same season, can taste different from one day to another, just because of sometimes the weather or a bit the process that is changed. So very small details can have a great impact on high mountain oolong. So this I will put this in our next semester sampler. I have not made this the new sampler ready yet. I will probably do this next week, so that you have time to order it. Maybe a bit more teas from Taiwan this time. Also some roasted oolongs, so that we can see the difference between the unroasted fresh oolongs and the roasted ones. Today I will also soon add a Dongding oolong, a real Dongding oolong, charcoal roasted, to the selection. This is also one that I want to study next semester and compare it to the Dongding competition. What is the difference in style and in taste between the competition and the real Dongding oolong? Well, and so this would be one class that we did. Another class that we did was to learn about the classic of tea, the Charging by Lu Yu. This Tang Dynasty writer was the very first one who wrote really only on tea, very precisely. He was able to make a new standard for tea, how to brew it in the Tang Dynasty. So it's a very important tea from an historical point of view, but even from the details that we studied, we could learn a lot of things that still apply to tea nowadays. Things we have to pay attention to: the quality of the water, how to cook it, the quality of the utensils, the attention paid to the temperature of the water, the boiling of the water, the drying of the tea, the selection of the tea, the soil, when to pick it. So really lots of very detailed information that is still relevant for today. And we see that he was really the first who wrote about the details, and that tea is not just one thing that matters, but it's a chain of little things that matter. And if you want to make your tea right, you have to pay attention to every little detail. Otherwise, if there's a weak link somewhere, it can ruin your tea very easily. So the careful study of the Lu Yu Charging, thanks to this new edition, this new translation in French that then I translated into English, I think was very interesting and very helpful. There's one more chapter I'd like to read and discuss, so we'll do this in the fall. And after that, maybe a new book, and or several other books. In my French class, somebody suggested the Book of Tea by this Japanese writer, Okakura, something, forgot now. So, and I also recently wrote a piece on my blog about Homer's Odyssey. They did not drink any tea, but they drank a lot of wine. And studying the status of wine in this story, I also try to understand how what are the links between these beverages, be they wine or tea, with the sacred, with religion. And for this, I was helped by the reading of René Girard, Violence and the Sacred. This is another very interesting book on the subject of religions, how they are linked to violence. So this book helped to understand the Odyssey and also helped to understand how wine is so important and how it was kind of domesticated. You know, they do these libations. So when they drink wine, they don't drink wine just to enjoy themselves. They try to drink wine in the context of a ceremony and by giving a toast to the gods. So it's first creating a sense of community so that people are more peaceful and have things in common, and only then start to drink. Because if you drink with people you don't know, maybe you are more easy when you are drunk to start a fight with them. So there's a lot of little tricks that entered the rituals of drinking wine, and that make wine less and the wine drinkers less prone to violence after that. So I hope that you have read this piece, and if not, you can go. It's on my blog. So these are the things that I like to do, taking a perspective of beverages or tea when it's possible to study this aspect in the books. I did this also with In Search of In the Search of Lost Time by Marcel Proust. I did an extensive study of each time that the writer uses tea in his story, and so of course when the whole book is just about tea, don't need to do this, but still we can learn a lot about tea by studying the books from the past. So if you have some examples or some ideas of books about tea that we can study together, please let me know in the comment section. Delicious tea, Guanyin. Another class we made was on I Ching teapots, specifically how they impact the tea, what is to be looked at from a tea drinker's perspective, what we want to pay attention to, what are the main qualities of an I Ching teapot. Number one is really the glaze, only then comes the shape of the teapot, and how the teapot can be a good fit or not with the tea. So we did also some tests together. I hope that with these classes on I Ching teapots you have a better understanding of this very important tool, which is only at the service of tea. So for me, tea is still the number one, and then comes the tools that help to make the tea better. So for next semester, since we already did a lot of in-depth classes on I Ching, please tell me if you have another accessory that you would like to study in particular, or if we should go back to the whole concept of the charshi and then look at it from each little item point of view, the jar, the cup, the plates, the chabu, the chazan, the panzai, the tea boat. Maybe we can do a class on the charshi, and then this will allow us to go in detail for each accessory, also the chatur, It can be also interesting to make a class on this. Or if you have any other suggestion, please let me know. And the last subject that we did this year, this semester, was tea and health. I give you, I think, a new perspective on how to drink tea. We drink tea on its own. It's a very it's almost a meditative way of drinking tea, with beauty, harmony, and especially the taste of tea that should be very good. But another way of drinking tea is during a meal, and this can have lots of advantages also for our health, and our health is number one in our life. Without a good health, everything else does not matter. When you are sick, you don't want to even, you don't feel like drinking tea. At least it's the case for me. So to be healthy is really a very important endeavor. And I think that with tea, it's really possible to do a lot to help our health in the long term. This is not it was not a medicine school. If you have illness, go to see the doctor. But tea can be, I think, helpful in the long term, in the fact that it gives you a sense of what is the natural taste, so that you eat less industrial prepared food, which are maybe not so healthy, so that you start to like more raw food and less transformed foods, and that you also don't drink carbonated or sweetened beverages during your meal, because actually most of the sugar intake during a day comes not from our food but from our beverages. The fruit juices and the sodas contain lots and lots of sugar that we don't see. It's dissolved in the water. So if you are able to change from this kind of sweetened beverages to unsweetened tea, this will help you cut on your calorie intake a lot. And I think this is the way forward to be more healthy, because since our lifestyles are more sedentary, we don't work in the fields, we don't have to do so much physical work anymore, so we don't need so many calories anymore. So we have to learn to make with fewer calories, but we still want to enjoy the beverages we drink during our meals. So a tea that complements a meal well is a source of a lot of joy, and it's a way of drinking a really healthy beverage. So it's not a diet where you feel forced to drink or eat something that does not taste well. This tastes so good that you are motivated to drink more of it. And so I think this class, I hope, was helpful for you. I've been doing this on my own already for several years. I'm almost drinking tea with every meal and learning to pair it. So maybe for the next semester, instead of doing this tea and health class, we could now go to the next step and do a tea pairing class each month, based on one particular subject, on one particular food that we try to pair well, and see which tea pairs best with a certain type of food. I think that this could be one way to change a bit our classes, and still continue a bit in the same with the same theme that we had this semester. Still very thirsty. I just had some exercise, played some ping pong tonight. So let me see if you have any suggestions so far, and if you have any questions for next semester. So we'll start again in the fall, in September. I will announce it on my channel beforehand. Oh, we have Terry who writes, I enjoyed tasting the various teas in the 2023 sampler. I look forward to your 2024 sampler. Great, thank you very much, Terry. So I will this week come up with a new sampler. I will also add 2 new roasted oolongs to the selection that I got this week during my travel to the center of Taiwan. Terry writes, so many good ideas for the upcoming semester. Thank you. I hope you'll enjoy them. And so if you have any suggestions of themes or of books, I'm open, or if there is a particular food that you would like to pair with tea, you can also give me some suggestions. We have Steph Lawrence. Thank you for all the classes, Stefan. Much appreciated. Thank you, Steph. Terry, tea and food pairing would be great. Yes, indeed. It's still a very untouched field in gastronomy, in the restaurant world. There are a lot of restaurants now try to do food pairing, but sometimes they miss the point. They simply think it is about serving tea with your meal, and they don't think so much of what tea and is the best pairing for the meal. And in my experience, trying different teas with my meals, I really can see that sometimes it's a miss, and sometimes when it's a hit, it really feels completely different. It brings a lot of joy, because the food tastes kind of better, and the tea also fits in the experience of the food. So you feel, wow, this is you get a double pleasure for being able to mix the two. So it's not just having a tea with the meal, it's finding the right tea with the meal. Okay. Thank you very much. So we'll conclude this class like this today, and I'll wish you a great summer. Don't forget, I still have my 20th anniversary for the blog with 20 teas and 20 accessories at minus 20% until the end of the month. And thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you again in September.